What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track back with another video. It is a huge weekend for me, one that I look forward to every year, one that's been on my calendar since the last what would it be? July. Just one of my favorite times of the year. It's pretty cool that this race is now going to be in the fall, but it is New Hampshire week. And if you don't have your tickets to this Sunday's playoff race in New Hampshire, you can click the link down below to get your tickets now. Tickets are selling out, are selling fast, rather. Should be a great crowd, a fall crowd, cold race, which is not freezing, but in the 60s, which I think is going to provide a little added element to a lot of this. It's going to be like low 60s when they're practicing and they're qualifying. It'll get up to around 68 um, race day on Sunday. I can't wait. I've got a VIP pass, which is going to be fun. So I'll be roaming around the garage area, the pit area, trying to make as much content as I can to bring you all the weekend that is New Hampshire. Just jazzed up, just jazz up. Weather finally, cross my fingers, but finally looks good with just year after year. New Hampshire always seems to get rain. Why? I don't know. It just does. Bad luck. But they moved this race to the fall, which, is going to be a lot of fun. Once again, you can get your tickets for Sunday, September 21st, NASCAR Cup Series race in Loudon, New Hampshire, using the ticket link down below. Get your tickets today. Come join me. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a great race. I'm ready for it. New Hampshire gets a lot of crap, but I mean, for a short track, a short flat, it's been one of the better ones that NASCAR has to offer at this point. And the New England race fans are pretty darn good. It's no Talladega, but we definitely bring the hype. So I'm ecstatic. I'm ready, and I can't wait to get back up to New Hampshire here from Rhode Island in a few days. Okay. Also, let's say a thank you rather to our good friends over at Slice Seltzer. A great drink to bring to Sunday's race up in Loudon, New Hampshire. It's crisp, it's smooth, it's low cal. It's just it's been my drink of choice this summer, and I'm enjoying being a part of this journey. You can check out Slice at sliceseltzer.com. That's SLYCE seltzer.com. And you can also follow them on all social media channels, Instagram, TikTok, that sort of thing. One more time, Slice, SLYCE. Thank you for the partnership. And now let's get into the betting card. All right. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that do this. There's a lot of people that give out bets. But I feel confident that I am the guy when it comes to New Hampshire. If you've been following me for a while, if you've been betting with me for a while, you know that we've won a lot at New Hampshire. We've been successful a lot in New Hampshire. A couple Christopher Bell wins. Throw in what was that other one? That Truex win. Just we've hit them all. I mean, I remember really when I started betting was when I hit 20 to 1 Christopher Bell here. When way back in 2022, the first year of the next gen, I think that was when he won that race. And ever since then we've been red hot, and it's been great to win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So we'll do it again. I'm pretty confident. A couple facts about New Hampshire. Harvick 2016, the last Chevy driver to win here. Then you have to go back to 2012, Casey Kane, the previous Chevy driver. So from 2012 to 2024, where some of those years had multiple races, we raced at like twice at New Hampshire. There has been two Chevy winners. This has been a Toyota playground. It's been a Ford solid track, nothing crazy. I mean, Almirola sticks out. Brad Keselowski had a dominant win here. Logano has been scattered in. Keselowski's won a couple. Kyle Busch has made his presence felt. Truex, I mentioned. Bell, of course. Hamlin in there. It's just been back and forth with Ford and Toyota. They for whatever reason, Chevy cannot figure this place out. There are some guys like Larson has been solid, but doesn't really like lead laps. Elliott has gotten better, won the pole here, has finished second here in the next gen race, won the pole here last year. Looked to have some speed, but just all in all, this is all Toyota, and it's been a lot of Ford, but mostly Toyota in the next gen era has just killed this place. It's going to be a cool race, like I mentioned. It's going to be in the 60s, probably around 65 average, I would say, for race day. Low 60s when they practice and qualify. Could just, add another element. Could get interesting. We really haven't seen something like this really all year. So a cooler race up in New England. It's a place that favors heavily track history. Once you figure this place out, it seems like you're good for a long, long, long while. It's a race where, yeah, again, like Bell is a perfect example of that. Keselowski always shows up. Harvick was always good here. Hamlin's always good. Truex was an ace. Like it's just once you figure Jeff Burton, going way, way back. I mean, just Ryan Newman. Like you can throw name after name out, and once they figure this track out, you just have a knack for it. Again, I don't know why. I think it's just because it has a unique line that you have to run, and once you figure it out and get a feel for it, then you just really don't forget it. So it's a really interesting track. The best car wins a good amount of time. But sometimes it's just one of those tracks where, skill takes over, for whatever reason. But Toyota, I'm going to start, has to be the play this weekend. Bell, Hamlin, incredible, have great track history. Both of them have won here now countless times. Bell, I mean, you put his Xfinity Series numbers together. It's just ridiculous what this guy does here at New Hampshire. For an outright, it's tough to want to put money on Bell right now because he's around like plus 350. But Toyota, again, Bell, Hamlin, Reddick was great here last year, let a lot of laps look good. Wallace has gotten better and better here. Briscoe is going to be in the 19 car, which has led over 400 laps here at only three next gen races. Then you add just their performance on these style tracks, short flats. You talk about Briscoe on flats. Reddick and Wallace were great at Richmond. Bell and Hamlin have been great at short flats. Shorts in general. Like it's really Toyota has everything you would want to bet on for a track like this. Very, very high on Toyota, as should you. RFK is another team I'm looking at. I'm going to be placing outrights on Brad and Preece. I think there's just like huge value on Brad and pretty huge value on Preece as well. Track success, next gen, stats say that Brad is a guy that, is pretty, should be a favorable bet. 25 to 1 for Brad Keselowski, who just seems to get closer and closer and closer and closer and can't close the deal. Like I mentioned, wins here, success here, results on, these style tracks getting closer and closer. I like Brad a lot at 25 to 1 on Rhode Island Sportsbook. I'll give you the number on DraftKings Sportsbook. And then, heck, I'm going to give you FanDuel as well because I think there's going to be some top 10 lines that I'm going to be attacking on the FanDuel app. Let's look at Brad. 30 to 1 on DraftKings. So maybe I place it there. And, for the fun of it, let's do FanDuel Sportsbook as well. Sometimes they're a little slow on getting things together. We're going to hope that isn't the case today. 30 to 1 on FanDuel is Brad Keselowski. And Preece, 50 to 1 on FanDuel, 55 to 1 on DraftKings, and Ryan Preece, 45 to 1 on Rhode Island. So right now, DraftKings and FanDuel are DraftKings honestly is the best right now for odds on these guys. I don't believe I see anything for top 10. No. Okay. So no top five, no top three, no top 10 just yet. But Priest, another guy, great car at Richmond, won the pole, led a lot of laps, just a terrible strategy. Also very, very familiar here racing in his not home state, but home area. This would be his home track up here from Connecticut. So Priest in front of the fans, he's going to have a ton of fan support up in New England, especially with the growth we've watched this year, with the season he's had. I think one of those RFK guys is going to be a sneaky pole bet as well. Like I could see Priest or Brad snagging the pole, and we saw it last week. You didn't have to go out last to win the pole. Allmendinger won it with a good solid lap. I think that can happen here at New Hampshire as well, especially with the track being cold. Yes, more rubber and some of that tire is going to help. But overall, I mean, it's kind of going to be again, you don't have to go out first to win this, or last rather, to win this poll. Logano is the Ford I'm watching. He's been great at the last two short flats in Richmond and Gateway, top five speed in both those races according to iFantasy Race. He's won two times here in his career, got his first Cup Series career win here back all the way back for Joe Gibbs Racing. It's his home track. Has had a great driver rating in the next gen races here, including his second place finish. Just some of those races he didn't get all the finishes he deserved, but even last year finished in the 30s, but was scored points in both stages. Looked to be a force, a top five guy. I think if there's a late race restart and he's up there, he's definitely a guy to beat. And to me, Logano with a long run in kind of maybe a unique weather situation, I think he's going to be a really tough out this weekend. At New Hampshire, a guy that, I feel like a lot of us, most people expect him to be eliminated in this round, but I would not be surprised if Joey throws, pulls a rabbit out of a hat and wins this race. Bell, I just want to talk briefly about Bell. He's been up and down. And I know he just won that Bristol race, but he was really good. He wasn't the best car. The best car, in my opinion, was Ty Gibbs, and Brad Keselowski was right there. A couple other guys. Bell was great, but to me, there was still some better cars. And overall, like Bell, prior to winning there, has not won since the All-Star race, which is a short, flat track, but hasn't won a points race till those three early on, way back in the spring. So Bell went through a long, long slump before getting that win last weekend out. So there's a lot to like about Bell because he's been so damn dominant here, but there's also a lot to say, well, I mean, he hasn't looked great throughout the duration of the season. So sure, this is definitely a place that is going to favor his driving style, favor his, track history, all that stuff. But I mean, you got to remember that things happen in these races. There's going to be unique strategy calls. We don't know how the tire is going to look in cold conditions like we have, or cooler conditions, rather. I don't want to call it cold. The 60's not cold. Cooler conditions. So, a lot of new elements here as we're basically doing a fall race in New England. Like a lot is there. But Joey Logano, been good here in the next gen era. Solid, solid, solid speed. I think he is one to watch and one to put place your bets on. I am going to look for the number for Joey on DraftKings. Oof, 750 on FanDuel, 1100 and 1,000 on RI Sports. So you really got to shop around for some of these numbers because it's a little bit of everything. Todd Gilliland showed promise in this race last year. Actually was fairly respectable in some earlier races with Front Row Motorsports, but two of his three rather top tens are actually at flat tracks this year. One being Martinsville, same tire that we'll be utilizing here at New Hampshire. We did at Martinsville in Indy as well. So he's an interesting one to watch. You know, was good in the stages last year, scored some stage points. Maybe he can play the strategy game. But as I mentioned, when he showed speed, he had a good stage results last year. As I mentioned, once you figure this track out, it helps. It goes a long way. Has he figured it out? I'm not sure, but I'm going to place Todd Gillen for a top 10. Couple other bets that I don't have yet. I like Bubba Wallace for like a top 5 or a top 10, maybe if he's around plus money for a top 10. I think that's a great bet to go with. We saw how good 2311 was at Richmond. Really similar track here at New Hampshire. I like Bubba Wallace. Chase Elliott is another guy for a top 5. Hasn't had the best results in the last 2 years, but luck has played into a lot of that. I think Chase Elliott is the lone Chevy where I feel like maybe he could upset all these Toyotas and Fords and find something unique here and find some speed. So Chase Elliott is another guy I'll be looking at. But main priorities for me, betting on Toyota, betting on Brad Keselowski and Ryan Preece and Joey Logano, and some of the Toyota outrights I'm going to hold on. I'm not 100% sure where I want to go with Toyota outrights, especially, because the numbers are not very favorable right now. Denny Hamlin at 6.5 to 1, so I would like that. Bell at 3 plus 330. Larson at 6.5 to 1. Yes, he's had good solid results here, but I'm not touching Larson at New Hampshire, not doing it. So overall, it's going to be interesting where I end up going. I would like an outright on Reddick at 15 to 1 on DraftKings. I think that's one you can lean towards. And Bubba at 22 to 1, I see the value there. Definitely. I like that for a winning team as well as I'm looking more into this. But the true outrights of like a Bell, of a Denny, of a Briscoe, those sort of guys, it's gonna wait. It's gonna wait for me. I'm not putting, money on Bell at 330. I'm not doing it. So those are the bets. Want to know what you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who are you looking at? Who are you betting? Are you all in on Bell? Are you gonna bet Bell now? It is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. If you enjoyed watching, if you enjoyed listening, hit that like button down below. And please, please subscribe for more great motorsports content by hitting that subscribe button. Once again, if you want some tickets to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, all you have to do is click that link, that ticket link down in the description below. And once again, thank you for Slice Seltzer for sponsoring this episode. We'll see you Sunday. And of course, let's go win some money.